have the ability to fight on their own. I call a pastor or a sheikh or an imam a witch, I would call them a spiritual warrior. Unfortunately, the people that I'm dealing with are demonic witches, and they all break your soul, try to break you process. So since I was 5 years old, and I tell people don't believe me. I'm like, my mother has been taking me to men to be molested. Like, that you're supposed to cleanse your, maybe take a bath with salt or water. If you're Muslim, take a bath with, listen to Rukia because it is helpful. I don't do too much of like the Christian way anymore because I'm just gonna say it. The Muslim way helps me more than the Christian way. God forbid, somebody might use your face to have the ability to fight on their own. So I would not call a pastor or a sheikh or an imam a witch. I would call them a spiritual warrior. Unfortunately, the people that I'm dealing with are demonic witches, and they all serve. I have seen these demons from the time I was a child. I've been fighting them. I remember since I was 5 years old when my mother would take me to, I'm not going to be explicit on here, but my mother would take me to certain places and certain men, because that's one of the ways that they break you. Like, they will break your soul. They would try. They never, God forbid, they never did, but they would try to break your soul, try to break you down, like how a sex trafficking victim might be broken down, to get them to do whatever they want. That's what they do through this type of process. So since I was 5 years old, and I tell people don't believe me. I'm like, my mother has been taking me to men to be molested. Like, I remember all the details, all of it, up until before I came to the United States. So when I talk about this, and that's one of the ways that they're able to bind you. That's why they tell you, don't have sex with many people, because it's a spiritual thing. The minute you intertwine with another human being, you're connected to them spiritually. And they're able to do a lot of things to you because they've already, as a woman down there, it's a portal. It is a portal, whether or not anyone wants to believe it. So once you allow somebody to come into your portal, they have access to you until you are able to get them out of your auric field. So that's what my mother was doing, taking me to multiple different men to fracture my identity so that I would be so damaged that I would just give in and say, screw it, let me just do whatever you want.
So this happened in Africa?
Yes, it started, yeah.
So the reason also that I felt like it was important to have this conversation with you, because you were mentioning Gambia a lot in your stories, in terms of like there's these. I know that in Gambia and in a lot of African countries, black magic or whatever they call it, it's something that is there. Some people participate in it and things like that. So you were mentioning that. Did your mom ever live in Gambia? No.
No, the thing about it, well, about a year ago,
Because you said she sent her daughter to Gambia, right?
no, I went to Gambia.
Okay, okay.
So about last year, my mother was paying people, even people that I was close to her. I didn't know that they were witches at the time. She was paying them to get close to me so they could put death magic, like literal. I would be out of work for 3 months, cannot get out of bed type of stuff. And a friend that I knew referred me to someone that she told me was they're into the cleansing, because I'm more of the using herbs, using natural things, and using, God's
Yes.
intervention to
So
cleanse.
someone said, whose network is poor? My network is poor, or is my network good on your end?
Yeah,
Okay, okay, no worries. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
no, you're good. So when I met this lady, her name is Zulai. I met her here in the United States. So I started talking to her. She told me that her family is in Gambia. Um, Her aunt, her uncle, she calls them mom and dad, but her aunt and her uncle and the rest of the family lives in Gambia. And she said, "Oh, well, my aunt does this. She helps with the cleansing. You can travel there because it's going to be a lot easier." So because I was under so much stuff, my intuition was not at its highest. I went ahead and listened to her. I got close. She got close to me. Told her everything that I was going through, and I quit my job. I cashed out my retirement. I had about $25,000 in my retirement, and I cashed out everything. I did everything that I could to just take care of myself. I traveled to Gambia. Hey, hey. The minute I entered, the minute I entered into their compound, they put about two or so demons on me. Like I felt my body just whoop, like something just entered me. And 3 days after I was there, they were talking about, oh, you have to marry one of our sons. And I'm like, I'm literally here to get cleansing done. Like you guys told me you're Muslim, like they're Muslim. So I'm believing them. I grew up in Sierra Leone. We're very fluid with our religion. You can be Christian or Muslim, you accept people for who they are and just let them be. So these people carry themselves as devout Muslim, and so when I went there and I felt the entities like enter my body, I was even trying to text one of my friends, like, I don't feel good. Something feels wrong. Something feels off. I could not even send the message. Like, I still have the message that I wrote to send to my friend in October of last year when I was in Gambia. I did not send it. 3 days after I got there, they sat me down. The mom sat me down and she was like, Fatu Dumbuya. She said, you're gonna have to marry my son. His name's Ansumana Jubate. I was like, I'm trying to get cleansing done. I'm trying to get my life together. I did not come here for that. They started threatening me. They were using hypnosis to mess up my mind. Like, you ever hear about like love spells and things like that?
So let me cut you 1 second because when you explain this, it makes me feel like, oh my God, like there's humans that are this horrible, right? To like, so you really like, because
Yes.
it's like it's scary, like it's like it's.
It is. And protect your spirit when I'm talking. You know, like rebuke anything that I'm saying that doesn't feel right with your spirit because I have to constantly rebuke negativity. So once I got there, 3 days after they put me down, a week after that, I was married. Like, and I barely even remember the wedding. I barely remember. My friends were calling me, like cussing me out, like, what is going on? Why? You're not the type to do this. You have been very, very strict with the type of men that you allow in your life. You don't know this guy. You just met him. Why are you? And I didn't even know what to say. Like the hypnosis that they put on me and the entities that they put on me were messing up my mind. I could not. Like her sister Zulaima K. She was doing love spells to bind me to her brother before I even got to Gambia. She was doing all of that. So by the time I got there, when they put those entities on me, I was like full blown gone. I was gone out of my mind. So we went ahead and had the wedding. I came back and things got 100 times worse. I was having panic attacks at work. My body would just break down out of nowhere. Meanwhile, as they were siphoning my luck, my energy, my vitality, the sister that lives here, she was overweight. She was not working out. All of a sudden, she has energy to go to the gym. She has energy. Her business was flourishing. And Sumana, he got promotions at work. The sister was getting, like, in a span of 3 months, everyone in the family was like elevating. Meanwhile, I could barely even get out of bed. I could not even do anything for myself. So when I went to Gambia, that's what they did to me. And when I came back, I realized this later that in the spirit realm, in the spirit kingdom, they had already connected with my mother. So now when I was only fighting my mother's side of the family, it became two families of covens and witches and warlocks and demons that I'm fighting now.
So when you say you come from family of witches, let's say back in Sierra Leone, right? How was it like growing up as a kid? Like for example, I remember how I felt like growing up as a 4 year old, 5 year old in our villages. So how was that? Was it an everyday normal life for you?
Um, they try to what I can say is that they would wipe my memories a lot. Like they would when they would take me to experience these traumatic things, they would try to wipe my memory, but I always remember bits and pieces of there. I was always sick. I was that kid that spent 10% 10% of her time in school, 90% in the hospital. I was barely able to even get past primary school sometimes because I would be in the hospital every week. Every week. And my grandmother were like, "Oh, let's they they can't kill me. So the only thing that they can do is drain me and try to take everything away from me. So I was always sick. It was very hard for me to get ahead in life. I get dreams. I get dreams and what is it? Like premonitions, meaning like you can see into the future a little bit. So God will communicate with me what I'm supposed to see in my future. So when that doesn't happen, I'm able to compare the two because certain things are able to take away and other things are not able to take away. But I was always sick. Something was always wrong. Something was always going on. So when I came to the United States and I was under my mother's roof, that's when it got 100 times worse. She put me under so much depression and anxiety. And her plan was to make sure that I get put on medications and have to go to a psychiatrist so that when I start speaking out like I'm speaking right now, people will not believe me. She can just say, oh, it's just her mental illness, or it's just, she has things going on. But
I saw another, because that helps your story with the ex husband, I believe, who also was accusing your mom of doing things to her. I saw those.
exactly.
Yeah, I saw at least I saw the screenshots. So I'm like, you're coming up with supporting evidence. And in terms of the life insurance supposedly that she took, how, like, cause if somebody's watching it, can you be like, okay, she just got a screenshot somewhere and put it out there, like that's
No,
a real thing, right?
yeah, my name is actually there. My name is there. I
Yeah, I
called
saw your name there. I saw the policy number. I'm like, somebody can call and verify this.
yes. So
Um,
she got a life insurance policy on me very, very early on. And that was around the time that she was putting so much depression and anxiety on me, and she was paying people to get me killed. Because the thing is, when you get a life insurance policy on somebody, you can go ahead. If they die of any natural cause that you can prove, you get more money. Like, and in the policy, in the clause, she gets triple the amount of the money that she took out on my name if I was to die. So that's why she was always paying people to take me out, always paying people to pretty much put thoughts in my head. Um, but yes, even I don't know if she took out a policy on the rest of my siblings, but my siblings were not getting hit as hard as I was. Again, my mother, I am a stepchild in the family. I am the stepchild in the family. My other siblings, they have their own separate dads. So I was always treated poorly in the house, but on the outside, you would never know. You would never know on the outside. You would think we're a big, happy family. Meanwhile, I had to literally be the slave in the house. Literally. My siblings had so many, much more privilege, and I'm the oldest. I'm the
how did
oldest.
she come to America? Your mom brought you, or how did?
Yes, she did. Hmm. She did. And even with that, I didn't find out, she didn't tell me who my real dad was until I was 18 years old. Yeah.
So your mom, do you think that she's just suffering like her own mental health or something, or do you think she's just a rich family is a rich family type of
It's
vibe?
not mental health. It's part of it. Again, my great grandmother, Gani Kati, she was a witch. My grandmother, Ciela Hai, she was a witch. My mother, she's a witch, and my mother just initiated my brother and my sister into it as much as she can. I'm the only one that she has not been able to get in there because every time they try to do the ceremonies, I will literally say no. Then they will start torturing me.
Hey Allah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was even scared to do this interview with you. I was like, what if the wind just jump inside me?
I rebuke that. I pray that God would guide and protect us right now, that no negative energies, frequencies can, come into this.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you. It is sad, honestly. Seeing you online, having to battle your own family members. Our families are supposed to be our loved ones. So life happens. Things happen, and it's not. It's not fun. And I'm sorry that you went to my country for the first time, and it was a bad experience for you. I wish that did not happen.
Me too.
Um, so yeah, it's really scary. So in terms of your family, like for your own mental health, what is the solution for you in terms of just being there for yourself and being safe? Because you know that you're saying that your life is at risk. So how what's the solution for you right now? Because I was reading some solutions online, but like
Right now, because I'm being followed, I'm being stalked, the main thing I can do is pray. I do have people that are trying to pray for me, and that's what I keep telling them. The main solution is to get the words out. And I keep saying, if anything happens to me, I just want the world to know it was not an accident. I did not do anything to harm myself. This is all part of it, so it can look like I'm crazy, I'm unhinged. But the main solution is honestly for God to step in a profound, big way and protect me. I know God is always protecting me since I was a child. I've felt God's presence. I've seen angels. I've been around angels. Um, I used to be able to take a bowl of water and I could literally see things and see witches and things in the bowl of water so I can protect myself from them. But my when my grandmother found out, she got my what they call like four eyes. You know when they say somebody has four eyes or like their third eye? She went ahead and got my third eye closed. So I could not see into the spirit realm to protect myself even more. But right now, the protection will be I listen to Rukia a lot. I I have imams praying for me. I have pastors praying, and I know people are like, oh well, why would you try to dibble and dabble? I was a devout Muslim until I was 14 years old. Then I went ahead and converted to Christianity from 15 to 20, 26 or so. But and each religion that I practice it in a devout way. I'm not the type to be flip flopping just because it feels nice. No, when I was a Muslim, I was a devout Muslim, prayed, fasted, all that. When I was a Christian, I did the same thing. I prayed, I fasted, everything. And both of those religions, I was begging God. 5-year-old version of me, 10-year-old version of me, 15, I would be on my knees crying. Like, God, why are you allowing these people to hurt me in this way? I have not done anything to them other than me existing. So protection would be cleansing. I do a lot of cleansing, like salt and lime washes and herb washes. Um, I keep my home very, very clean. I can't talk about all the things that I do for protection because I don't want whoever is listening, because there are a lot of monitoring spirits just on my
so
page.
if your house is messy, they be coming easily or what?
Yes, you know the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness. Yes, that it's kind of like that where you have to keep your home very, very clean because certain demons, they like clutter. They like a dirty space because they're able to be around that. But if your home is clean, if your home is organized in some way to the best of your abilities, it's very hard for certain things. But if you're dealing,
So if somebody feels lazy like me, if I feel like I'm lazy, I'm slacking in life, should I think that maybe someone did something?
no, 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 not at all. This
Like,
is
cause I've been procrastinating all the time, So
no, I not at all.
I hope not. But I'm just saying, like right now, when you talk, I'm like, oh shit, like, am I?
No, this is for somebody that is already going through spiritual attacks, because what they do is they drain you of so much energy and they make you so depressed that sometimes even getting out of bed is hard. Even going to work is hard. But that's part of it. They want to make you very unorganized. They want to mess up your mind to the point where you don't clean, you don't cook, you don't do nothing. Some people don't even get out of bed. But just because your house can be messy does not mean anything is going on with you. It's just one of the things that people use to attack you even more. And even me, I say it all the time. They would actually astral project. They would send demons and entities to my home, and I can tell when they're in my home or around my home because the energy would change. Like I would feel something. I would feel something, and I also get dreams. The last dream that I had, one of the men came through one of my doors. He fought me, came through the door, and I said, okay. It's all a dream. I got the knife and I stabbed him until he ran out my door. I followed him out the door, and he ran away.
You guys, F1 in the chat, please. F1.
Yeah.
Now for you. So now that you have told the world your story, right? You have made videos, you put it out there, that my life is at risk, and if something happens to me, there's a chance that it's these people, right? So do you think that if you leave your mom alone, now that you have put the story out there, if you leave your mom alone and focus on like pretty much building yourself up like you deserve, do you think they will leave you alone?
They're trying to kill me.
So
They,
today you have to go.
there is no if and that's the thing when you're exposing witches and covens. They go from let's just siphon and drain and ruin that person's life to we're gonna kill them. So they're doing a lot of graveyard magic, and even the house in Gambia, the people they made sure to build their house right next to a graveyard. And even when I traveled there, I was like, I don't like this. Their house is right next to a graveyard. So all the things they stole my
But
clothes.
I have we have a family compound right behind a graveyard, so it's my also.
No. The thing is, they made sure to make their house build it right next to a graveyard, so that whatever witch they do, it's easy access to go. They stole my shoes, they stole my underwear, they stole my clothes because they do ceremonies and rituals, and then they go and bury it in the graveyard. So now it's about they literally want to kill me. There is no let's shut her up. As much as they're coming on my page, trying to report on my videos, trying to get my TikTok page taken down, I have been getting, like 2 days ago, they sent 3 snakes to attack me in my dream.
I saw that the other guy had the other screenshot. Yeah, I saw the other screenshot of your mom's allegedly mom's husband.
No.
And
That's Zulai's
oh,
ex-husband.
the garment, the garment. So those are garments like born in Gambia.
Um, Zulai, I don't remember. I think she was born in Gambia or Sierra Leone, one of those two. But she came here. Her father brought her here when she was a kid. But that's just a thing that witches do. That's why if you are very much into, what is it called? If you understand what it looks like when somebody's attacking you, you know if an animal attacks you in a dream, it's not normal. It is not normal for an animal to attack you in a dream. That is a spiritual attack. Any animal that is chasing you, biting you, anything in that type of regards, they are attacking you spiritually. When you have dreams about eating in your sleep, having sex in your sleep, arguing with people all the time in your sleep, getting into accidents in your sleep, that is all spiritual attacks. Every single one of them.
Because some of those definitely happened to me. So now, is it an individual that's doing it, or is just people in the spiritual world that just like to attack people? Who's
It's
doing
usually
that?
pretty close to you because they have to have access to you. For the attacks to work even more, they have to have access, at least initially, they have to have direct access to you. But they would try to access you in the spirit realm because that's how they're able to do a lot more damage. I know for me, Zulai, when I first got close to her, she was cooking me food because I would be so sick I could not even get out of bed. And here I am thinking she's being nice, but the food that she was cooking, she was putting witchcraft in it. And I would get more sick when I eat the food until my spirit one day, she made me some okra soup. And my spirit it's like God was like, don't eat that, don't eat that, don't eat that. And I was like, I'm hungry, I can't cook. God was like, do not eat that. And I did not. And she called me literally the next day. She was like, did you eat the soup that I made for you? I said, yeah, it was so good. It was delicious. She was like, oh, you sure? I said, oh, okay, okay. I see how it is.
Okay, another there was a white girl I met long time ago, right? And she's like she told me, she said I'm a witch. Me, I just when she said I'm a witch, I ran away. I went this way.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, I just went push. right? So my question to you is, now that you're also in America, do we have a lot of witches around this?
They're
Right?
everywhere. Oh my God. They are everywhere. And it's actually easier for them to, for those witches to prosper in America because a lot of people don't believe it. If you're in Africa and somebody, you get a dream that somebody's attacking you, you know you can go to the mosque, you know you can get somebody to, fight your battles for you. But unfortunately here in America, they don't have a lot of people who believe in it, or they may not be able to. Oh, you have a green couch? I have a green couch too.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, so I have actually met a lot of people, a lot of white people that I've worked with that have witchcraft put on them. And I try to tell them, but they don't understand. They think I'm crazy. And I was like, no, I can literally feel an energy and an entity attached to you. But because these people are white, they're like, oh, well, I know I'm sick all the time. I know I get this type of dream, but it's nothing. I was like, that's the witchcraft working, hun. I promise you. So
So,
I have to stop speaking to certain people because the more I try to help certain people, the crazier I look to them.
yeah. No, I understand definitely. Even me, when I was watching this stuff, it was confusing, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, I know these stuff do exist. I just don't know of it, but I know that they do exist. And some people, it seems like they know a lot about it, and they know, like you're talking about the name, this demon, this that, like you're even differentiating the different kinds that I can never do, right? So now that you're speaking to me on the thing, do you sense anything with me? Am I?
No, I would have to
I was
honestly.
joking. You don't have to. I'm
You're
joking.
fine. I was gonna say I would have to be close to you, and even at this point, I don't want to tell anyone that they have anything on them because I don't want them to go crazy and think too much. I would just say pray and ask. Number one thing you have to do is ask God to reveal anything or anyone that is causing you harm. Like I tell all my friends, just say this prayer. Just say this prayer and give and fast and pray, even if it's one day. Fast and say, God, please just show me and reveal anyone or anything who is trying to cause me harm. And just listen to your spirit. Listen to your spirit. Write everything down and go from there. Because sometimes when you ask for help, that's when the help comes to you. When you start
So
seeking
when you
out,
say listen to your spirit, how can I know this is my spirit? Like what is my spirit?
you would
That's just
know.
my thoughts.
It's the voice that speaks to you. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Exactly. It's like that voice that when you're going through a hard time, it's the voice that comforts you. It's the voice that keeps you going. And that's how, for me, I'm able to tell when they're putting thoughts in my head because it's like negative, demonic ass thoughts. And I was like, that's not me. I rebuke that. I cast it out. I do not agree. I do not come into agreement with these thoughts, these feelings, these emotions. So I'm going to say this because we're already here. I am um, I was born in this family specifically to end the generational curse of demons and entities. Like that's the main reason why I was born. I used to speak to angels. I get angels that visit me, that speak to me in the spirit realm. I have seen my spirit body in the spirit realm. I have seen my spirit body when they're attacking me in the spirit realm. So and even these people that are attacking me, I have gone in the spirit realm. I have gone to their kingdoms. I have defeated some of them. I have beat up some of them. They will put people in witch pots. And I will go there and I will throw the witch pots on the ground, all of that type of stuff, all of it. So I'm very active in protecting not only myself but other people in the spirit realm. And that's why they get demons. That's why they get demons to try to cause me harm because if it's just them, I can beat their ass. If it's just them, I can. But when it comes to entities, especially high-ranking demons that you have to give human sacrifices to,
uh-huh.
yeah,
Those ones are the ones that be like I be scared of, right? Because when you say entities, I don't even know what that means. What's an entity?
an entity is pretty much like I would say it can host multiple demons, like how in the Bible it says oh, we are legion. God forbid, God forbid, God forbid. It like there's a verse in there where Jesus was casting out demons out of a person, and he was speaking to the person. It was like, oh, who are you? And they're like, oh, we are legion. We are this. We are that. Those would be entities and demonic forces. And
So,
unfortunately, yeah, go ahead.
so in Gambia, we're having a lot of we have border security. We have border security issues, but obviously we're having a lot of these cases. Just like there was an old lady, someone broke into her house and cut her finger, pulled the ice out. Yeah, right. So yeah, and no one knows who did it, right? And there was other story of 1 week, like 5 people supposedly hanged themselves, and
There were sacrifices.
yeah, so
Yeah.
and these sacrifices, right? Because it seems like Africa or West Africa or whatever, we have these so-called sacrifice issues. So to you, like, are these extremely common in West Africa or like?
It's common everywhere. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just gonna say I only have 30 minutes left. But this type of stuff, it is common everywhere. It's just these witches, they hide. They hide in church. They hide in mosque. They hide in religious places. A lot of witches, I would say 90% of them, you would never know because they come up as the nicest people, as the most helpful people. And my mother is Christian. She's in the church. The people in Gambia, they are Muslim. And Sumana Jabate, the one that I was forced and hypnotized to marry, he used to call the prayer in the mosque. So they are in the religious setting. So you would never know unless your intuition and your spirit is telling you, don't trust that person, don't trust that person. And I even had somebody tell me, oh, witches can't enter a church. A witch cannot enter the mosque. That's a holy place. God is gonna. I said, oh, I wish it was that easy. I really honestly wish it was that easy. But they're everywhere. They are everywhere. You will not be able to tell unless your spirit tells you that they're demonic.
Is your dad the Muslim, or where did you just convert it into Islam, or your dad is Muslim?
My family, all of my family is basically Muslim. My mother is the only one that came here and became a Christian. Because just like somebody said, it's when you're playing certain things, a demonic person is not going to be able to be around it. So the fact that in the mosque they do rukia, they recite certain verses, some of these witches and warlocks, they cannot be around them, around that place when they're saying that. But in the church, unfortunately, I would say it's very easy for witches and warlocks to be rampant, to run the church than the mosque. Unfortunately, and I tell people this when they try to discredit me, I have practiced both religion. I know the Quran, I know the Bible. You cannot tell me anything that I haven't seen or heard. And that's why I'm fortunate that I practice both religion because people try all the time, well, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, you need to read Psalms. I say, I've read everything. I've read every Psalms. I've fasted every fasting. I did 3 days of water fasting and I was working and going to school, barely even able to function. But I did 3 days of water fasting to just get rid of a lot of things out of my body. Um,
So I know Muslims. They always. I know you're about to go. I'll try to wrap it up very quickly. But
I
I
know I
know
have
Muslims.
about 30 minutes or so.
Okay. I know Muslims. They say that if we cover our bodies, or if we wear the niqabs and things like that, it can protect you. Can that help? Like if I wear the niqab and my eyes are hidden, like can I be out in the streets? Yeah, I'm just saying, like protection. You know, like can I be on the streets and I'll be more safe, right? Or what do you think?
Yes, a lot of like head. It doesn't have to be wearing a niqab or a hijab or anything. Just covering your head a little bit does help because your crown is something that is very accessible. But it's in a lot of different religion. Anybody that is spiritual, not everyone that covers their head is a Muslim. So, and even me, in some of my videos, you see my head covered. I Anyone that's spiritual, they understand. You cover your crown, you cover your head. You don't have to cover all of your body, but you cover your head because it's very, very easy for somebody to just come and put something on your head. Boom. It's very, very easy. So when you cover, and if your spirit, when you're about to go out, if your spirit tells you cover your head, cover your head. You don't know why your spirit is telling you, go ahead and cover your head. You don't know what you're being protected from. I've had, since I was young, I would have grown people, witches, literally just touch me. Like they would just touch me. And I would have to be like, no, first of all, fuck you. Second of all, let me go cleanse and pray. Because that's how they would do it. You know, it's like, oh, let me brush up against you and touch you in a weird way. That's not normal. Yeah. But you don't necessarily have to always cover your head, because even if you do cover your head, you get, even if you do cover your head, you can still have things put on you. There are Muslims out here that are going through horrific witchcraft. Horrific witchcraft. And they cover every day. They cover since they were children. But yes, it's a lot more than people realize. And I am in the making of, well, I'm not going to say I'm in the making. I am a spiritual leader, and that's part of the reason why they're trying to take me out, because I am meant to help the world. I am meant to, when I speak out, it's not going to be easy for people to understand me, but that's okay. I'm 28. I've been standing up for myself since I was a child. I don't let anybody talk to me crazy. So I understand that when I start sharing my story, I'm going to get a lot of people that want to argue with me, fight with me. There's going to be a lot of witches on here that are going to try to just instigate and make things worse. And I just block them. I just block them. But they're trying to make sure, first of all, they're trying to kill me. I've had multiple people tell me this, that they are doing so much graveyard magic. They're sending so many entities to kill me so that I can shut my mouth. But it's not going to happen. They're not going to succeed.
Yeah, definitely. I hope they don't. You know, and I hope they stop. Experiences all of this in a dream, but there's a room in the dream somewhere that's called a spirit room, right?
Yes. So when you go to sleep, you're in a different realm. You know, this is the physical realm. This is the earth. There is the spirit realm. There's the astral realm. There's the dream realm. They have all these different realities. And us that battle these demonic forces, when we dream, we go into the spirit realm, and that's how we're able to see when somebody's attacking you, because these witches cannot pull up to your house and shoot you. They cannot pull up to your house and beat you. So they will go in the spirit realm, or they will astral project or send demons into your home to get into your dreams and attack you. That is why when you have dreams about somebody attacking you or an animal attacking you, it is a spiritual attack. It is nothing. It's nothing to play about. Absolutely not.
So what's the solution to that? Right after that, which because I think Muslims, there's something you're supposed to say if you have a bad dream. You're supposed to get up and I forgot the two words. It's like you say two times here, two times there. I don't know. I read it before that if you have like these crazy dreams, just like I used to do it. I forgot what it was.
No, there are a lot of different things, and depending on what religion you practice,
Yeah.
I don't judge anyone. But if you're a Christian, you know you're supposed to wake up and you read Psalms this, Psalms that. You're supposed to cleanse maybe take a bath with salt or water. If you're Muslim, take a bath with salt and water. If you dream about eating or drinking or anything like that, when you wake up, before you brush your teeth, before you do anything, you get a cup of water. You get some salt and some lime, you put it in there, you pray. God, I call on you, Allah, Jesus, whoever it is, that the God that you serve, I call on you to just cleanse my body from anything that I ate or drank in the spirit realm. Cleanse me, remove all sickness, all blockage, all stuff. You pray into that water to cleanse and heal you. Anytime and every time you have a dream about eating, and if you have a dream about sleeping, like having sex with anybody in your dreams, that's a spiritual husband. You have to get, yes, you have to go get cleansed. Like, it's like, I know it's funny, but people don't believe me when I tell them this. They think, oh yeah, I was eating a full course meal in the dream realm. It was some lobster. I'm like, you were probably eating flesh, and they were probably feeding you flesh. That's not food. I kid you not. They were probably feeding you sickness. They were probably feeding you delays and blockages. So when you wake up, You pray into that. Even if you don't have salt and lime, you pray into that cup of water. You ask God to cleanse you, rebuke everything. And then, if you can, after you're done washing with soap and water, you get some water, you put some salt in there, you pray in it, and then you put it over your body. And you always pray. Always pray. Do not let up with the prayer.
Yeah. This is up. So you went from Muslim Christianity. So now you're just kind of like you just practicing all whatever works for you, pretty much, right?
Focusing on spirituality. And I know a lot of Muslims and a lot of Christians are going to have a thing with this because they think that the reason why things are not working for me is because I'm not practicing one religion. No, I just like how you have an imam that is ordained by God to literally take out demons and entities, just like how you have certain pastors and prophetess that are able to. Oh, it says can't hear you. There's no sound.
I
Is
can
that
hear you. I can hear you. They probably did something's wrong with them. Their stuff.
Oh, okay. Just like how you have these spiritual people that are good that you can go to take off these things from you. I'm pretty much one of those people. So I don't have to stick to just one religion. I practice spirituality more than anything because since I've been practicing spirituality, I have seen my power in the spirit realm. I can call on God's fire, God's sword, God's light to kill these people. And that is exactly why they keep sending demons. They don't want to come after me anymore. When I'm stabbing them, I'm calling God's fire to kill them and they're turning into birds and snakes to fly away. So they have to send entities to attack me. And even those entities, I have angels in the dream realm that are casting them out with me. So I would say, I guess to answer all of it, I am focusing on spirituality right now. I do listen to Rukia because it is helpful. I don't do too much of like the Christian way anymore because I'm just going to say it. The Muslim way helps me more than the Christian way from my experience. From my experience. But spirituality more than anything, keeping yourself clean. I stay connected to God all the time. Nobody can tell me anything about, oh, because you don't go to church or go to mosque, you don't. I said no. Before I even knew what religion was, I was speaking to angels. Before I even agreed to any religion, I was being taught in the spirit realm how to protect myself, how to see people that are attacking me and protect myself from them. But I know right now the people that are, what is it called? The people that are following me are mainly Christians and Muslim, and that's okay. I would have to break it down to them to let them know that yes, I have practiced Christianity. I have practiced Islam. I am doing a lot of Islamic stuff right now, but I am a spiritualist for God. And if you don't believe me, that is okay. The only reason why I've been able to protect myself as much as I am is because God has literally been sending angels to fight these demons with me. Like, no joke. No joke.
So this would be my final question. In terms of these people that like to practice human sacrifice and things like that. So how can the general public, whether it's in Gambia or Sierra Leone or wherever, how can they protect their families from these kind of things, or how can they recognize what should they be watching out for?
If you pay attention to your dreams, because that's one of the ways that they attack people the most, there are a lot of people out here that do not dream. And that's a bad thing. You're supposed to dream. You're supposed to be able to remember your dreams. So number one thing, pay attention to your dreams. Second, if you know somebody and they start acting funny, they start acting not like themselves anymore, pay attention to them. If you start noticing, what would I say, a lot of delays and blockages in your life, and usually, unfortunately, it's people that are closer to you that will have access to do these things. So they may come to you and say, oh, let me help you out. Meanwhile, they're the ones that are putting you into deeper and deeper trouble. So pay attention to your dreams. Talk to God. Ask, even today, if you guys are listening, today, ask God, please reveal anything to me Reveal the people in my life, reveal the things in my life that are trying to cause me harm. Pray. Talk to an imam, talk to a pastor, have them pray for you and listen to your spirit. Many times God is speaking to us, but we may not be able to hear or get the message because there's so much negativity and demonic things being sent towards us that those things can block the messaging. Like for me, they try to block my dreams a lot. Like they try to block my dreams a lot because usually when I'm in there, oh, I'm beating their ass. I'm literally beating their ass. So they have to try to block my dreams to intercept messages from my angels, my good ancestors that have passed away because of the witch that has been done to them.
So if you're not dreaming really, or you're not remembering your dreams, what's the answer solution to that? What can you do?
Fast, pray, go get some cleansing done, go to the mosque, go to an imam, go to a pastor, tell them I'm not dreaming, because anybody in the spirit realm knows. And you can talk to some pastors and some prophetess and some imams. You go to them and say, well, I had a dream about a cat following me home. They're able to tell you this is what that dream means. I have a dream that I'm fetching water. They're able to tell you this is what that dream means. So if you're not dreaming, they have put heavy, when I say heavy, they have put heavy blockages in your life. It's not normal to not dream. It's not normal to not be able to remember. You are supposed to dream. You are supposed to remember your dreams. And you're not supposed to be attacked and chased and harmed in your dreams.
Yeah, I feel like I used to have those when I was a kid in Gambia. Like, no, I used to. I remember like when I was a kid, like I used to have this weird dream and like this scary. I don't want to talk about it because I don't want to sound crazy.
You're talking to me. What are you?
No, because I remember I used to have this dream, right? And I remember it was happening to me when I was like, there was this time in Gambia, I was extremely sick. Like, I was extremely sick. I would go to a hospital. Like, but later on all day, I just needed water in my system, right? So I don't know if I was just dehydrated, if that's why I was like having these dreams. But anyways, in the dream, it's like a thing, like, what do you call it? What's the word? What's the word? What do you call this thing? When somebody's playing double dutch or something. When somebody's playing, double dutch. When somebody's playing
Oh
the
yeah.
yeah, so it's like that. But there's someone there. But for me, I feel like that person, like, I don't want to say because I don't want to sound stupid. But the person that's there, I feel like that person is like God to me or something. And the person is smiling at me, looking at me, smiling at me, and but I'm like scared or something. But I don't. That's why I don't want to say that person is. 'Cause that person feels like very important for me. I don't know for some reason.
If you were scared, probably not
I was
because
scared. I was scared. I was definitely scared. And
yeah,
then
if you were
I would just get up. I would just wake up.
yeah, it's not something good if you're scared because usually and this is another thing, these people that are attacking me, they will use the face of people that are close to me. They will use someone else's face to come attack me. So I have to pay attention to the people around me because just God forbid, somebody might use your face to attack me. But I have to use my discernment to know that it was not actually you, it was somebody else. So somebody might show up in your dream to try to scare you. God is never going to scare you. Let me just say that. God is never going to show up and chase you and make you feel scared. God is going to make you feel very warm, very protected. Again, when my spirit guides and spirit teams show up for me, they are protecting me. They are helping me. They are casting out demons with me. I've never been scared of them. So that was probably something that was trying to attack you, but thank God it did not work. Thank God.
But yeah, so is there anything you want to say before you go? I know, and thank you very much for this conversation. And I hope